In the heart of a quiet land, surrounded by tall palm trees and flowing streams, lay a peaceful village called Ibeku. The people of Ibeku were known for their laughter, unity, and colorful festivals. Every evening, children played in the dusty paths, elders shared stories under the moonlight, and farmers returned home singing after a long day in the fields. But one year, something strange began to happen. It started with small worries. First, the rains delayed. Farmers looked up at the sky day after day, waiting for clouds that refused to gather. What if the crops don't grow? They whispered among themselves. Then the river, once full and lively, began to shrink. Fishermen returned home with empty nets. What if the fish disappear forever? They worried. Soon, these worries spread like wildfire. The traders in the market began to fear that no one would buy their goods. Mothers worried about feeding their children. Even the children stopped playing freely. They had heard too many fearful conversations from the adults. The village that once rang with laughter slowly became silent. At the center of Ibeku lived an old woman named Mama Nikru. She was wise and calm, always seen sitting under the ancient Iroko tree. People said she had seen many seasons, both good and bad. One evening, as the sun set in a dull orange sky, Mama Nikru called for a village gathering. Reluctantly, the people came. Their faces were heavy with fear and doubt. Mama Nikru looked at them one by one and spoke softly. "My children, I see a great sickness in this village." The people gasped. Sickness. But no one is coughing or falling ill. She shook her head. This sickness is not of the body, it is the sickness of worry. The villagers murmured among themselves. Mama Nikru continued, "Worry is like a seed. When you plant it, it grows into fear. And fear, if left unchecked, can destroy a whole village." A young man stood up. "But Mama, how can we not worry? The rains have not come. The river is drying. Our future is uncertain." Mama Nikru smiled gently. "Tell me, has worry brought the rain?" "No," the people replied. "Has fear filled your nets with fish?" "No." "Then why do you feed what brings you no solution?" The villagers fell silent. Mama Nikru then gave them a task. "Tomorrow, each of you should do one thing not out of fear, but out of hope." The next day, something unusual happened. The farmers returned to their fields and prepared the soil, even though the rain had not yet come. The fishermen repaired their nets instead of sitting idle. The traders arranged their goods neatly and greeted customers with smiles again. Days passed. Then, one morning, dark clouds gathered over Ibeku. Thunder rolled across the sky, and soon, heavy rain poured down. The villagers ran outside, laughing and dancing in the rain. The river began to fill again, and life slowly returned to normal. That evening, they gathered once more round Mama Nikru. "What changed?" they asked. Mama Nikru replied, "The moment you stopped feeding your worries and started feeding your actions, you made room for hope. And where there is hope, there is always a way forward." From that day on, the people of Ibeku never allowed worry to rule their hearts again. Whenever fear tried to creep in, they remembered Mama Nikru's words, "Do not water your worries. Water your efforts, and let hope grow." And so, the village remained strong not because problems never came, but because they had learned how to face them.